Following on from the previous tutorial where I got this image of an owl and I selected them out using a quick selection tool, and then I used a layer via cut to cut them out onto a new layer, and I can see that new layer there. In this tutorial what I want to do is I want to change the background of this owl. So considering that I've got this background that has the owl missing from it, and that I've got my owl out on this top layer now, really that background layer for the moment becomes redundant. So much so that I'm actually going to turn off the visibility. It will just become clearer what exactly is happening. So I'm going to toggle off the visibility by turning off my eyeball at the side of the layer there. And now I can only see just the top layer. Now I want to change the background of this owl. So really, whatever layer gets slided in behind the top layer will shine through the areas of transparency around the owl here. So I want to get a new layer up above this background layer but down below layer 1. And to get a new layer, there's an icon down here at the bottom of the layers window. It's the second one over from the left, and it's right beside the trash or delete layer icon. If I hover over it, it gives me a tooltip saying create new layer. But if I click on that, it will create a new layer just above the layer that's currently selected. Now, the layer that's currently selected, I can tell that by the blue hue that's on this layer at the moment. I can see that layer 1 is selected at the moment. So I don't want the layer above that. I want it below that, or in other words, above the background layer. So I'm going to click on the background layer to change that to blue. And now, when I click on create a new layer, it puts in a new layer, completely blank, but it goes in above the background layer, and because of that, below the layer 1. Now I've got a layer with nothing on it that shines through this transparent areas on layer 1. So whatever I put on this layer 2, this will become the background of the owl image. So let's try that out. If I pick up my paint bucket tool, and if I go to my foreground color and change it to something a little bit more interesting, and click OK, and then because I've got layer 2 selected, if I just move over and click anywhere here on this image, it will fill the layer 2 with that red color, and it shines through the transparent areas of the layer that's above it, which has layer 1. It has the owl there in the middle. And that's just a solid color, but I could do lots of other interesting things as well. For instance, if I know how to use the gradient tool, I'll just switch into the gradient, and I'll try some kind of strange gradient tools here, and I can do lots of interesting things. Let's try another one here. And at this time I'll put on a linear gradient. Yeah. I could also take another image from someplace else. For instance, I could get a holiday snap or something like that with palm trees and an ocean and just slide it in behind our owl to make it look like Mr. Owl here is on holidays. But that's a way to change the background of any image that I have by cutting out the object of the image out onto a new layer and then sliding in a new layer in behind it.